Eric Trump seems to believe that after November 3rd, the coronavirus will magically and all of a sudden go away. That was reported on, on Fox News. He believes it's a Democratic cover-up. Let's take a look at what he says and give him the light bashing that he deserves, that he so justly deserves. This is, you can see, this is our program, is the protective shell of progressivism in which you can watch Fox News so you know exactly what the propaganda machine is doing to your friends and relatives, but within the safety and comfort of a community of hopefully sane or semi-sane or insane in just the right way individuals. Here's the video brought to you by our friends over at Crooks and Liars.
And joining me now is the executive vice president of the Trump Organization and the son of the president, Eric Trump. Eric, thanks for being here. You heard my open.
Judge.
Am I wrong?
Judge Janine Pirro can always be counted on for craziness.
No, you're 100% right. I mean, I actually think it was a beautiful open. You can go buy a bottle of vodka at a liquor store, but you can't go to church. You can go to Planned Parenthood.
Well, you might need the liquor more than the church.
And get an abortion, but you can't go to the public library to vote. You have these Democrats that come up with these names for these.
Also, you can't go to the post office. I mean, you can go to the post office to send a letter, but because your dad's administration wants to shut it down, pretty soon you won't be able to go to the post office. So apparently library okay for now until they shut those down too. Post office no good. Eric?
These various bills, right? You have the HEROES Act. It sounds beautiful until you start discovering some of the garbage that they put in it, like every state in the country has mail-in voting. And I mean, it's really, really disingenuous. The Democrats are trying to milk this for everything they can, and it's sad. My father, as commander-in-chief, has one of the hardest decisions I think any president in history has had, right? He has to weigh the safety of the public versus, you know, our economy and open.
Public? Since when has Trump... Just looking into his history, I'm not sure he has, you know, a history of caring so much about the public.
Opening up America. We are the economic powerhouse of the entire world, Janine, and you know, he's got to weigh that. But America does have to get back to work, and America also want to get back to work. And you can't have every business disappear. And
actually, some people who have been working as wage slaves in the American economy are realizing that their lives are worth more than what they're being paid. And I think, you know, perhaps a revolt is coming. So maybe they don't want to exactly get back to work. They would like to have a safe, productive life. But nobody wants to go back to like the corporate slavery that they've been into, do they?
You can't just have, as you said so well in your open, you just can't have the big businesses, the Fortune 500 companies, survive while all the mom and pops go out of business.
Oh, you care about that. Oh, now, oh, God, I can't. They love talking about mom and pops, but what do they do about Amazon? What are they doing about how Walmart came in and killed all the mom and pops in different towns? The only towns I know that keep Walmart out are liberal towns, like Ithaca, New York.
Because of the dichotomy of the two. And so it's, no, you absolutely nailed it. It's ridiculous.
Gosh, we've only literally been watching 1 minute and 20 seconds of Fox News, and I'm already a little bit ready to throw up. David Stein in our Facebook chat is just laughing uncontrollably here. There's no point. And Lawrence, I see the link that you put in. I'll take a look at it in a quick second.
Ridiculous what they're trying to do, and it's going to be stopped.
Well, you know, but what are the consequences? I mean, politically, when you look at your father and you look at the campaign and the election is how many months away, the more the lockdown continues, the more difficult it is. Joe Biden is staying in his basement. You know.
Is Joe Biden staying in his basement? Yeah, because Joe... Okay.
Your father is chomping to get out, and they're basically saying nobody can go out in New York City and Los Angeles. How is that?
We are out. You can go out. That is a false statement. Janine, where are you? Are you coming to us from your basement, or are you at the Fox News studio on 52nd and 6th Avenue in the middle of New York City? People are choosing not to go out because they don't want to get ill. We need to, if we go out, we have to social distance, but you are allowed to go out. Unfortunately, there's nowhere to go. So this is, I just want to point out over and over how Fox News tries to paint it as if New York City is, everyone's in jail. No, I drove to New Jersey and went to the beach this weekend. You know what I mean? Okay, no one wants to ride the subway, so you got to stay kind of nearby. But just the way they paint these, New York on pause is it's just not true. It's just not what it is.
Going to impact the elections?
Well, listen, the election's 176 days to be exact away. And
a lot of days.
Listen, Biden loves this. Biden can't go out on stage without making some horrible blunder. I mean, even from his basement, he's making awful gaffes every single day. So
I'm sorry. So now they're saying Biden is the gaffer in chief. We've got Trump, who told people to drink fucking Clorox. Oh my God, I'm swearing. It only took 2 minutes of watching Fox, and now I'm suddenly a potty mouth. Yeah, look at that. I'm rubber, you're glue. Let me just call you everything that I do. Now, I don't want to say that Biden doesn't make a bunch of gaffes and he's imperfect in his speech, but it's kind of like Trump calling Biden a sexual, abuser when he himself is a sexual abuser. I've seen this before somewhere. I think it's all of the Trump campaign.
His campaign's thrilled that he's not going out there, and they think they're taking away Donald Trump's greatest tool, which is being able to go into an arena and fill it with 50,000 people every single time, right? So they will. And
yeah, I wish I had handy, maybe James has them in the background, the images of Trump's inauguration where he said it was the biggest and the greatest, and then you saw a lot of lawn and not a lot of people.
You watch, they'll milk it every single day between now and November 3rd. And guess what? After November 3rd, coronavirus will magically all of a sudden go away and disappear, and everybody will be able to reopen. They're trying to deprive him of his greatest asset.
I can't. That's what they're saying. I believe that's code for coronavirus is a liberal hoax. If anyone's had anyone die in their family, raise your hands now. What is Janine going to say to this?
Which is the fact that the American people love him, the fact that he's relatable, the fact that he can go out there and draw massive crowds.
He's a millionaire sexual abuse perpetrator. That's how we relate to him. Some Americans relate to his racism, yes, but I don't think Trump is relatable in any way.
Joe Biden can't get 10 people in a room. My father's getting 50,000 in a room, and they want to do.
We don't care. We're voting against your father. We don't need a candidate who can get 50,000. Well, we would like to have a candidate who had such overflowing crowds that that you couldn't get in. But the Democratic, campaign didn't. The Democratic DCCC didn't, or excuse me, the Democratic DNC didn't like that idea of Bernie Sanders. They just assume we'll vote, not Trump instead of vote for Bernie. But either way, I'm voting against Trump.
Do everything they can to stop it. So make no mistake, to a lot of them, Janine, to a lot of them, this is a very cognizant strategy that they're trying to employ. It's no different than, again, the nonsense that they're trying to throw in the HOPE Act. It's no different than the mail-in voting that they want to.
I do want to say that I am so happy I live in a blue state. Right now, I am very happy. And I did mention earlier that I went to New Jersey this week and I ran into someone who was not like-minded, and we had a chat from an unsafe distance because the person kept getting too close and I kept backing off. And that person said that he didn't like what his Democratic governor was doing and that it was BS and that he was going to pick up and move to Florida. And I thought, boy, this guy has a screw loose. Anyone who would pick up and go to Florida for protection seems... Anyway, but I thought, great, go ahead.
To do all these places is no different than wanting illegal immigrants to vote in our country. It is a cognizant strategy, and it's.
Yes, we would like immigrants who participate in our country's economic system by working to be able to have a vote. That is what we would like. Am I wrong here?
It's sad, and again, it's not going to be allowed to happen. We're going to win in November.
You're going to steal it in November.
Well, when you say it's a cognizant strategy, I mean, it's clearly, it's no longer, for a while it was about the science and the non-believers and all that, but it's right down the middle in terms of left and right.
That is not true. I have relatives who are on the right who are staying home, who want to stay home. They don't want to die from the coronavirus. They've had people die in their circles and their spheres, and they understand what's going on. So no, it's not down party lines, Janine. Why don't you cite some data? Oh, it's Fox News. They'll just do their own poll. That's how they get data.
When you've got ships going back because we don't have enough patients to put in them, but those same cities are closed down. And now,
That's not how that worked. Oh, the ship did not leave because we don't have enough patients to put in it. That ship, the reason that it didn't get a lot of patients was because there was not, the EMTs who came on our show and told us about this, said that they could not bring patients directly to the ship. You had to go to another hospital first. You had to be diagnosed with COVID. At first, the ship was for not COVID. The ship was going to be a COVID-free zone, and then they switched it to COVID. So first, the ship was a hospital that was not supposed to have COVID patients in it, and it was fairly empty because you still had to go to a regular hospital first, and so many people did not want to go anywhere near a regular hospital because of the potential for catching the COVID-19 virus. And then when they shifted it to treating people with COVID, see how long I'm explaining? She gives a 1 second soundbite that's completely lies and misleading, and I got to explain for 90 seconds in order to right this wrong. The ambulance driver said you weren't allowed to bring someone right to the ship. You had to bring them to a hospital, and then they were so overwhelmed at the hospital that there was no mechanism for getting those patients onto the ship in a timely manner. So it was a breakdown of administration. It wasn't a breakdown of cases. But yeah.
Nancy Pelosi in this $3.3 or whatever trillion stimulus, her latest bill, is for mail-in voting. They don't want people to go to election polling places, and
the Republicans do. The Republicans are like the head of voter disenfranchisement all across the country, so they're pretending they want people to vote. Oh my God, Janine Pirro, in your 3 minutes and 43 seconds that this has been on, how many lies and misleading statements have we had?
There's a picture that should have been used of people in line at Walmart. We've all been there. Home Depot, you're 6 feet away. You could do the same thing to vote. It is.
King Rebellion says the hospital ships are not equipped to treat viral diseases. They are open bay hospitals made for war wounds.
It's a fear that's being instilled. Are people buying it though?
And by the way, the media is running with it, Judge. I mean, the media is running with you. Look at the White House press conference yesterday. They're all in there. They're criticizing everybody. Why isn't everybody wearing masks? Why isn't everybody wearing masks? All of a sudden, the press conference ends. They continue to roll a clip. And all the reporters are ripping off their masks in the room and going up to each other and speaking. I mean, wow. It's really insane. I mean, they're actually stoking.
Because there is a reason for people to wear a mask in public when there's a press conference. It's to set the proper tone. I think a mask would make Trump look better. He could cover up this whole thing down here.
Stoking fear in this country. They're doing a massive disservice. They're being totally disingenuous about the whole thing. But they're doing it for one reason. They want to hurt Trump. They tried to do it with the Russia thing. They tried to do it with.
It's so weird how he would say, we want to hurt Trump. I think that's another projection because Trump is a wanna hurt. He purposely wants to hurt groups. That is a narcissistic thing, want to hurt. No, there's a difference between wanting to hurt someone and wanting to have proper leadership, wanting to have the truth out, wanting there to be transparency, wanting there to be a stop to the oppression that he is bringing forward. There's a difference between wanting to hurt and wanting to have justice. I don't think these people understand that. It would take me 3 hours to explain it to them, and they're clearly not watching ACT TV's coverage of themselves on, or maybe they are. Hi.
The Ukraine scandal. They tried to do it with impeachment. Now they're trying to do it with coronavirus.
Yeah.
They know they can't beat him. They know that Joe Biden can't beat him. He doesn't stand it.
That might be right. He might be right there. Joe Biden might not be able to beat him. Maybe there's not enough people out there like me who are like anything but Trump. But maybe there are.
A chance. So what are they trying? They're trying to do anything that they can to stop him. They'll shut down the economy. They'll stop in-person vote.
Well, the Democrats are doing anything they can except running Bernie Sanders, who would have beat him hands down. So I don't know about your argument right there.
Voting. They'll try and insert things into acts. Again, under the cloak of darkness. That's what these people do. And the media.
What? That is what Trump is doing? Okay.
Who is effectively the propaganda arm for the Democrats, they'll continue this narrative, and it's incredible. It's incredible. But
Eric Trump says the media is a propaganda arm.
You know what, Janine?
For the left. Another trope. This has been 5 minutes of tropes. I'm surprised anyone's still watching. I don't want to watch it again, but if I did, we could just go through and count the lies. That would be a great segment. Just count the lies.
Great thing about it is Americans see through it, and they're not going to let it happen.
Mm-hmm. All right, Eric Trump, thanks so much for being with us. And
all right, we're going to hopefully our guest, Steve Horn, is coming on to talk to us about the climate. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm excited that you're all here. As we await Steve, no one is in charge. How often, here's some from our chat room, how often is the judge drunk on her own show? Very good question. Oh my. King Rebellion. Also, I wonder if her makeup folk who I hope are queer folks sing Here Come the Judge from Laughing. That is so funny. James from act.tv says she is the Kathy Lee of Fox News. Oh gosh, I love it.